Hey guys, so it's here bringing you another video, and welcome to the New Year's video. We actually have been doing these near enough every single year since I've been doing YouTube content. So I did one in 2013, believe it or not, the year that I started uploading. I did one, I think, in 2014 for 2015. Weirdly, I missed one in 2016, but I've done one for every other year, I believe. So we've done one every single year that I've been a content creator, apart from weirdly 2016. I don't know why I didn't do one in 2016. Welcome to the 2023 one. Is that how I'm naming these? I think technically. So obviously 2022 has just happened. I upload these videos on midnight, the strike of midnight, when it becomes January 1st. Boom, this video is out. So if you're in America and you're watching this video, you're still a few hours left in 2022. But here in the UK, bam, we're in the future. It's 2023. So the premise of these videos, and I will be honest, they're more for me than for you, is I always watch the previous year's one, and I just did that, just to see how life was in the last year that I was talking about, and then what I want in the next year, and that's kind of the idea. I kind of like them as, in my honest opinion, these are the content that I personally believe I'll watch in 10, 20 years time, because YouTube, let's be honest, is not going to probably go away in most of our lifetimes. You know, I'm not always going to do this full time, but my channel will still exist. My videos, I'd imagine, are still going to exist. So in 10 years time or 20 years time, the New Year videos are probably the ones that I'll go back to, because they are the snapshots of how I'm doing in life. You know, if I wanted to find out how was my 2022, I'll watch this video, because that's what I'm about to talk about. So let's get into it. How was my 2022? Now, weirdly, I'm going to start with the end of 2022, because I think it's the most topical thing to talk about. I'm looking a bit rough. You know, I haven't shaved in probably over a week. I'm looking a bit messy. And if future me, or if any of you are wondering, why'd you look like a bum, Huz? The answer is I am currently positive with you know what, the mighty C word, the pandemic one, on Christmas. So yay. Hilariously, the last year one literally starts with, because, you know, this is the third New Year's video that I'm making that has, you know, the pandemic as being kind of a thing within it. And the last one, the New Year's video for last year was, oh, hopefully next year, you know, I won't be talking about it a lot. Unfortunately, I am, because I was literally positive on Christmas. We had to cancel our Christmas plans. And it's kind of changed how my January is going to be in a way, because normally what me and my family do, and obviously we'll talk about moving out and stuff later, because obviously that happened, but we kind of kept with similar tradition. Normally we have Christmas Day, and then the next day we go traveling to Wales to visit family. Now, we weren't, with me and my girlfriend being moved out kind of thing, we weren't perfectly keeping with that. We were going to do Christmas Day at my family house. We were then going to do the 26th at her family house. And then on the 27th, we would have gone down to Wales together and spent a night in Wales to visit both sets of my grandparents, just very quickly, but it's just the way of it, because obviously it was something else that we'll talk about later. Today I'm recording this on the 28th, and obviously I've not been to Wales. We didn't have Christmas Day with my family, because we were literally, we both of us had COVID during Christmas. So that's why it did suck. I did get a bit upset about it here or there, and I think it's fine to do so. You know, when things suck, it's okay to be upset about it. But what we're doing is we've changed the plans. We're gonna have a altered Christmas family day. We haven't done gift exchange or anything. So when my family get back from Wales, they're not back yet. We're gonna be doing a Christmas day with them. Then we're gonna go down to my girlfriend's house, like family house, and then a week later, next weekend kind of thing, with then me and her are gonna go to Wales, just the two of us, to go to my sets of grandparents. So that'll be nice. It's also like my girlfriend's coming along, which I love. She's met my grandparents before. We went to Wales a little while ago. But I like it that she's coming, because it's a change of scenery. You know, we've been a bit cooped up. We kind of have been either going, well, we're here most of the time, or we've gone to my family house, we've gone to her family house, and that's about it. So actually going to Wales, a nice car drive, I think it's healthy. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, unfortunately, the end of the year wasn't all singing games. So that's out the way. You know, that was the end of 2022 for us, unfortunately. You know, it is what it is, but we move on. So how was the year itself for me? If I'm honest, 2022 was one of the weirdest years of my life. And that's probably the best way that I can describe it, because it had some of the highest highs, like absolutely some of the highest highs. But also I've had some really big struggles this year. And I'm not going to talk about some of them. Some of them are personal. But yeah, I've been in sometimes throughout this year, really weird mental place. I've probably had more mental breakdowns this year than I ever have in a year, which obviously isn't a great thing to say, but it's true. And that's what I try to be in these videos. I do try to be open with how I've been in the year, but I can't hide that it has been an amazing year. And I will remember this year fondly. And that's the thing, because, you know, I don't know what I'm naming this video. Two of the things you guys will know about here on the YouTube channel, quite obviously, but there's the third one that, obviously, if I'm naming it what I think I'm going to name it, I think I'm going to name it new house, new dog, new car. And obviously the third one, everyone would be like, what? Where did that come from? Hilariously, I think in a commentary to come, I talk about it more in detail, but I will talk about it here as well. But let's go over those three, and then we'll talk about some more things too. So, new house. So that is probably one of the biggest things, is we moved out. It happened. Fantastic. And overall, it's been a really positive experience. Obviously, I moved out a couple years ago when the pandemic kind of first started, and that went bad. And that went bad for a number of reasons. And I remember talking about it, that it was the wrong time because the pandemic just kind of broke out. And so I couldn't have people over. I officially couldn't even have family members over. It was the wrong house. It was a joint house with another. So I never had that full confidence of being able to just record or talk whenever I wanted. It was also 3 stories, and the master bedroom was on the top floor, so I never felt safe. I don't know, like I didn't have really my front door. I couldn't hear. So it was just a bit of a weird vibe, you know. But obviously I bought this house, so I literally chose the one I wanted within reason. Obviously it's not a mansion. Again, if you watched the office tour that I uploaded a little while ago, it kind of, I think, gives the impression it's not a mansion. It's not. It's just a nice, what I would call, starter home in the UK. That's basically what it is. It's nothing crazy. It's nice. It's a bit above average, I would probably say, but that's about it. And, you know, what I would say is, believe it or not, and I know some people will be probably weird of me saying this, I have worked hard to get this at the age I am. Obviously with you guys' help, you know, whether it be a YouTube audience or a Twitch audience, I have to thank you. Some of the extra work that, you know, because some people I think have said, like, you know, for the size of content creator you are, you do seem to live well. And I do. And that is, a lot of it, I will say, is the generosity of the community that we've got. But I also do other things, things I don't openly talk about. I've not done it in a little while, but I actually did make a decent amount from investing and stuff like that. So I do other things, not just content creation, and I think that's a smart thing to kind of have on the side. A dream of mine is actually get a second property and have a rental property, but I put a lot of money into this house that I actually own a decent amount of it straight away. You know, a lot of people might, you say, is like, oh, the pilot career, what's happened to that? That's on really big hold, because I used most of that pilot money into this house. You know, a lot of people in the UK or house in general, you put 10% down as your deposit for a house. I put a lot more than that. So it's for me kind of a weird security thing that I own a lot more of this house. Again, not over 50% or anything, but it's kind of having that security. It made my monthly bills really low, which is great, like mortgage and stuff. But the house has been great. It's been really fun. And that honestly is probably one of the biggest key words, is me and my girlfriend have a laugh. And I think that's really important. Like just now, we were watching some things on TV and we were laughing. We went out for a walk with the dog, which I will talk about soon, and we were killing ourselves laughing because it absolutely lashed down on us, like literally monsoon weather, and we were having a fun and a laugh. And I think that's really important. We have a laugh every day. You know, that's the thing in this house. We have a laugh every day, and that's really important to me. And it hasn't been always easy. You know, there has been little ups and downs, or downs, you know, ups and downs. But that's normal. That's life. but I wouldn't trade it for the world. You know, I wouldn't. She's amazing, my girlfriend, and everybody out there has got what I would deem a soulmate, and she truly is mine, and I'm very lucky to have her. And it's weird because we're opposites in quite a lot of ways. She's quite quiet, and unsurprisingly, some people may know I'm quite confident and social. So she's kind of the opposite to that, but it weirdly works. It's kind of the yin yang. It's like a weird example. If ever you go to a store and you need something but you don't know where it is, I don't know if everybody's like this, but some people will not go up to a staff person and say, "Where is this?" She won't. I will easily just go up to a staff person and go, "Can you show me where this is?" And it's not a thing, and it's just like a little weird thing, but we complete each other, if that makes sense. Just that by that one example, like. There's many examples, but that's the one that I could think of straight away. And it's just nice, you know? So yeah, she's great. So obviously the new house comes with the fact that me and my girlfriend moved in together. So we've officially been together now over 2 years, well over 2 years now, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, it's been great. Overall, it's been absolutely fantastic. And I've been spending a lot more time with her family, and they're great. Really, really lovely people. And the one thing that has been actually quite nice, you know, I've never had like a proper serious girlfriend, to the fact that I'm spending a lot of time with their family kind of thing. But I feel welcomed. You know, that's the thing. It does actually feel to me that I've got kind of a second family, as it were, which is a really nice feeling. So yeah, that's been nice, and that's been something this year that I'd say that's grown a lot more this year, is that. But yeah, the new house. Other things to it, it's not finished. Physically, it is. It's a building, but we haven't finished everything. We haven't done any light fixtures in the house. So in the upcoming year, one of the resolutions and goals, I guess, for the more personal thing, will be completing the house more. Light fittings, and eventually a bit of painting. If you watch the office tour, I said I'm going to be painting this whole back wall behind the display. So again, painting is going to be quite a big thing. And then it sounds stupid, but like putting shelving up. We haven't got pretty much any shelving up throughout the whole house. So having more shelving, because then you can put things on shelving more. So yeah, the new house has been great. 10 out of 10 would recommend. But what I would also say, with the wisdom that I've obviously gained of moving out when it was a bad experience to then moving out now it's been the right one, don't rush it. For years, in these resolution videos, you could even probably track it for years. I was like, I'm going to move out the next year, and then never did. I think it's because I always had that slight hesitancy that I probably knew I wasn't quite ready. And then 2 years ago when I moved out, it wasn't even, I didn't feel ready. It was just me going, dude, come on, you're 26 at the time, move out. So I did, and it went terribly wrong. When I moved out, I was 27, only a year. Well, was I? No, I was 25 maybe when I moved out before. But I was 27, nearly 28. Obviously, I was in a relationship, and we chose the house together. Everything just kind of made more sense. It felt right, and I think you'll have that feeling of it feeling right more than anything else. So do it when it's right. Do it for the right reasons. And hopefully it'll be better if you have tried, or if you haven't tried yet. That's what my advice would be. Do it when it's right, not because you have to. And if you have to, and life does happen, then make the most of it that you can. Obviously, I think when I moved out the first time, I think it could have worked, even, with the house being technically wrong. The pandemic kind of absolutely ruined it, because even though I might have mentally not been ready yet, I could have been ready if I could have had some niceties of like, oh, in the first week, have some friends over, or the second week, go out and do something nice with friends, or have family around, or more family. That couldn't happen because it was peak pandemic when you all had to stay away from each other. So that was kind of the thing. Next big thing, obviously in the title, new house, done. New dog. So Maya, the amazing Maya. We call her Miss Maya. That's the kind of our little nickname for her. She, of me recording this now, is, oh my god, believe it or not, she is, I think, 18 weeks today. Yeah. She's 18 weeks today, which is 4.5 months. Oh, Miss Maya. She is a handful. I will say that. She has been hard. Obviously, for those that haven't followed the whole thing, it was part of some of the mental breakdowns I was having is when we had her here, about a week or so after having her, she kind of, I guess, relaxed, is a thing. And then she started kind of, it's not showing her character, it's just feeling more relaxed to do what she needs to do. And what she needs to do, and still does it to this day, is bite like mad. And it's not just biting anything. Like, it's not, oh, she went for a sofa or she went for a chair leg. I don't really care about that stuff. That's material. It's biting us. And, if you look at my hands, I am covered in bite marks still to this day. But when we first got her, I was in a bit of a fragile mental place, unfortunately. And when she did go for me quite badly sometimes, I've talked to a therapist since about it. I was going into fight or flight. That's basically what was happening. And obviously, I'm not going to fight a puppy dog because I don't want to hurt a puppy dog. So I always just flight. I always just ran away from the situation. And there was nothing I could do about it. My girlfriend has said, family has said, the therapist has said, you've not done anything wrong. It's just your body is reacting without thought. That's just what is going on. You're in a weird mental situation. Something is triggering fight or flight. And that's what's happened. So we ended up giving Maya, and obviously she's back now. She's been back for weeks. Queen Pleb's family is a dog family. They've had dogs their whole lives, and they offered to have her for a few weeks for me to hopefully calm down and get a bit better, but also just to give us a bit of breathing room, but also for them, experienced dog people, to kind of have a look at her and kind of learn her a little bit more than I especially am, and even Queen Pleb. To a certain degree, because obviously her parents are retired, so they have a lot more time. Because that was also a really hard thing when she was really young. It was impossible to stream for me, or because I can't have her in here when I'm streaming at the moment anyway. But it was impossible for Queen Pleb really to do any work because she was such a handful. By now, that was near 2 months ago, I think. She is starting to already calm down a little bit. Already, and they do say that they by 6 months they would have calmed down a little bit more, but really, it's the year mark is when you've got that kind of chill dog that has its energy moments, but you can just have in a room chilling with you and you don't have to worry that much. They'll be over the bite period. Yeah, they're like a chew toy every now and then or whatever it may be, or they're like a cuddly toy, but you don't have to worry about collectibles, for example, and stuff like that, or your hands. So I love her to absolute bits. This evening it's actually been really cute, and I actually have developed a new method with putting her to bed. So we do crate her, and I think that's for her own safety and ours, because if you had her wild, with her the way she is, she would probably bite something that she probably shouldn't in the night, even us. So I put her to bed both times tonight because she does get up. We put her to bed at 7. And this dog, by the way, is amazing. She literally will go in her crate at 7. She'll coo about 8. So an hour later, because she'll work out, actually, I need a final pee in the night. She'll have a final pee in the night, so I'll bring her down, go in the garden, then I'll bring her back up. Sometimes I'll carry her. Sometimes I'll let her walk up the stairs herself. And then I put her in a crate, and she will just settle. And she will literally sleep, I'm not kidding, till 6:30 in the morning. So we put her in her crate at 7. We just need to bring her down an hour or 2 later. She'll go to the toilet, back up, and she'll sleep till 6:30. 12 hours sleep this dog does a night. It's amazing. And tonight I actually discovered whispering. I was whispering to her in her crate, because sometimes when you talk to her and you're like, oh, good night, Maya, I think with the voice energy, she kind of's like, wait, where are you going? You were just talking to me loudly. So I was whispering to her, and both times, not a single coo as I left our bedroom. Not a single one. And I was like, oh my God. But overall, she's doing good. Yes, she still bites. It is getting less. And she does know we don't want it. And that's the good thing. Because before, she didn't know. She didn't know it was bad. She now knows. It's just what we think is sometimes, because she doesn't do it all the time, the only time she'll now go for you is if her teeth are giving her massive pain. because unfortunately she is very late on her teeth. So puppies lose their teeth to become adult teeth, typically starting at 15 weeks, no, 12 weeks maybe. She's obviously 4.5 months, 18 weeks old, and we know she's lost one tooth, but that's it. And it's not even a big one. It was one of the ones I think at the bottom down here. All those pointy canines that puppies have, she has all 4 of them still. And those are the really bad ones. Those are the ones that cause that tear damage there. Because those teeth are pointy and sharp like pin needles as a puppy. And those are still canines when they become adult ones. But they're dull. So they won't go into your skin. That's the thing. Oh. So we are waiting for those to go. And that's what we're ultimately hoping is sometimes she has what we call manic moments of like she will try to bite you or she will be a bit crazy. Is because we do think she's just in pain. So we are actually getting to the point very soon that we're going to talk to a vet and just be like, when is the time that we could just get the teeth potentially pulled? Because it's obviously painful for her. It's also painful for us. Just give us advice. Roughly by Googling, it's the 6-month mark. So we are still technically a month and a half away from potentially that. And we have also seen that she's a Hungarian Vizsla. Some Hungarian Vizsla owners have also said, you know, theirs started losing their teeth at 5 months and they went really quickly when they started to go. So, you know, hopefully. But she's incredibly smart. She already knows quite a lot of tricks, but we're doing practical ones. So we know she does paw. So she'll sit, we say paw, she give us either of her paws. And the practical use of that, if she ever gets injured or gets something like a thorn in her paw, we now have a command that she will literally give us her paw and we can look at it. So she's very smart. Obviously knows her name, knows sit, knows stay, knows wait, knows quick. So if we're crossing a street, we say quick, and she'll speed up. Her recall is really good. So she will literally recall to us. Like we let her off lead in big fields already. You know, she's 4.5 months old and we have that trust that she will always come back. Other dogs, she's good with other dogs to a certain extent. We're actually beginning puppy training classes in mid-January, and I'm looking forward to that. The weird thing that she does, and we do need to fix it, and that's what we're hoping puppy class will do with trainers, she likes to dominate other puppies. And I'm not kidding. She likes to get on top of other puppies and like growls at them. And it's very aggressive. We don't know what the hell's going on. We have told the trainer that we're going to be working with about it, and she's like, okay, we'll have a look. She has calmed down doing it-ish, and it's typically only to puppies. But weirdly, the other day, she did do it to a bigger dog as well, even though she was smaller than it. So she's good, honestly, with like 95% of dogs she's met. She's fantastic. And, you know, we've actually had compliments from owners saying, God, she's great. But there's that weird 5%. And, you know, I'm not... The weird thing is, like, you know, I've watched things, and I don't want to talk about the dog forever. This is going to be a fairly long video, by the way, if you didn't guess. Not every dog is going to like every other dog. You know, that's the thing. Some dogs will just not like other dogs. It's the same as people. People don't like all other people. So I know dogs sometimes will just not get along with each other, but it is a bit weird, and I don't think that's normal. The other thing that we also need to do... So I'm saying these things because in a year's time when I watch this video... If Maya might be, if she's calmer, you know, she's not in this video with me here, in a year's time, she might be here right with me recording this in a year's time. I hope she is, because hopefully she's calmer. Because by then she'll be over a year old, and that'll be great. But yeah, she's not food driven at all, as in she doesn't eat from her bowl, or it's very difficult to get her to eat from her bowl, which is weird for a dog. So she'll eat from the floor, she'll eat from your hand. If you offer her something, she'll always eat it. But she's not bowl driven, so we're going to have to work on that as well. And these are where we are doing puppy classes, but we are also then thinking of doing like more one-on-one training sessions as well, because we just need these couple little things, and that's all. The biting, which it is calming down, but we're also hoping with a trainer they might be able to help, and also with her teeth going, hopefully that will help massively too. And then, yeah, the dominating puppy thing. And then the lack of driven or drive with her food bowl. It's weird. But she's perfectly house-trained. Like literally perfectly house-trained. and she's a good dog. Like, she is. She's gonna be a great dog. I know she is, and I love her to absolute bits. And she absolutely adores cuddles. You know, her favorite place to be is laying on you. And I actually learned not the other day, if a dog leans up against you, which she does all the time, it's their version of a hug. So she does like us, and she's been ill a couple times. Not by anything terrible. Deworming tablets. She hasn't taken very well to the first brand we tried. We've swapped brand now because obviously they need to be dewormed as a puppy quite often. But both times that she was ill, it was kind of weird. Obviously, you don't want your dog to be ill, but both times she was ill, the immediate thing she did was come to us, and like, she was like, help, because she knew my humans, they're the ones that can help me. So that was like a weird thing. That it was like, oh, she came to us. That's a good thing, I guess, that she knows we're her comfort. And she's been scared a couple times, and she comes to us when she's scared. So I do really think she knows we're her humans, and she's happy about that. She's a happy dog. Her tail is always wagging. So that's obviously been a big thing. The final thing, which obviously will lead on to, and these are just the big things that happened-ish. We are going to talk about Twitch and YouTube and all that stuff soon. New car. So this is actually something that happened very recently. Obviously with having COVID, it was a bit difficult. This all happened technically before I tested positive. My girlfriend tested positive. I actually took a while to test positive, and I was in communication with the dealership, and I told them the whole situation, and they were completely fine with me coming in. Because the weird way of the world, here in the UK, I don't know how different it is where you guys are. If you are positive with COVID here in the UK, you can do anything you want. There might be some exceptions, like maybe going to a gig or something, you have to test negative, like an event, I'm not sure. But you can do anything you want. You can go shopping, you can go on public transport, you can do anything you want, even if you're positive. Life is basically back to normal. So when I told them my girlfriend's positive, I'm technically negative right now, but I probably will be positive in a few days, they were completely fine with everything. And so I actually have swapped my car. Now, I'm a car person, so, you know, this is why I'm mentioning it. I'm sure some people don't mention new cars, but I like cars, and I know some of you guys like cars too, so I thought I'd just very quickly mention it. Obviously, as I said, there will be a video coming out in a few days that I mention it more. I think it's the Alistair video, maybe. The reason for swapping car is literally because of Maya. Obviously, my old car, I absolutely adored. I will be honest, I already do miss that car in certain ways. It's a completely different feel to what I've got now. But it just wasn't going to work. That is practically it. You know, that car, it was a sports car, but a 4-door sports car. That's what it was. And she is going to be a pretty decently sized dog. And it was already becoming awkward to get her in and out of that car. And she's probably, on what she currently is, near enough going to double in size. So I knew it just wasn't, it wasn't going to work in our actual life. You know, it was, you know, we are planning on going on trips with her, you know, in the upcoming year. You know, it's one of the things I'll talk about, but we're going to go like camping kind of holidays, Lake District hikes, because she's the perfect dog to bring on hiking holidays. And that Mercedes CLA 250 AMG Premium Plus would have been a nightmare to take on those journeys, because fitting a decent sized dog and then fitting all luggage in, and then also taking that probably a bit off-roady to get to a kind of hiking destination, no, it just wasn't going to work. So I actively have been looking a little bit here or there for the last 6 months, maybe, because I knew obviously Maya was coming, and I was in a very, very weird position to be with that Mercedes. That I owned that car, I factory ordered that car, and I owned it for 3 years. I did 15,000 miles on it, and I traded it in to the dealership that I got my new car for the exact same money that I bought it 3 years ago. And some people might be like, what? Yeah, that's why I ultimately did it. So, and then with the equity that obviously, you know, I traded it in for the same, I bought it, but obviously I've been paying monthly payments. towards the new car that I just got, I had £12,000 worth of equity to put into a new car. Like, it was just mad. So I'm pleased to say I got something new, and it wasn't a luxury thing. My payments are actually cheaper. They're £100 a month cheaper than I used to pay, which is crazy. That's a lot of money. So £100 a month better off by simply swapping car. It's a 4x4, so 4-wheel drive SUV. It's faster than my Mercedes was to a certain degree, and I will mention that in a second. But I got a Audi Q5. So it's not, it's a very nice car. It's German. I like German cars. It's quite techy. Not, I would probably say, as techy as my Mercedes was, but that's fine. But it's a 2021 S-Line 45 TFSI Sportline Q5, something like that. I don't know the full title. It's got 264 horsepower, I think, and a buttload of torque. So technically my Mercedes only had 224 horsepower. So you'd be like, oh, dude, you got 40 more plus horsepower. This is way faster. Obviously, it's 4-wheels drive and also heavier. But their 0 to 60 times are identical. Both are 6.1 seconds recorded. But the Audi is technically faster. The only difference, I don't think the Audi's got a turbo. So that's the only weird feeling that I've had when I have kind of floored it just to test out the, the pipes and all that stuff. The Mercedes had that kind of woomph of the turbo spooling up. The Audi doesn't have it because I think it's naturally aspirated, so it just keeps going, and there's not that sense, that there's not that whoosh sensation, but it's very fast. So yeah, it's nice. I like it, and it's going to work a lot better. It's less economic. My Mercedes, when I actually wanted to be economic in it, it would do over 40 miles per gallon, and that's UK miles per gallon. It's different to American miles per gallon. The Audi, because it's more powerful and it's 4-wheel drive, about 32 miles per gallon if you're doing well, which isn't great. But, it is what it is. It's going to work really well. It's a good family car eventually. It's a good car now. I like to be in it. It's also one thing that I actually have always wanted, and it's got a 360-degree camera. So when you put it in reverse, you have camera everywhere. So you literally can't hit anything unless you're blind. I don't know. But you can easily park between the white lines of a parking thing. Easy peasy, no problem. You can never curb wheels because you can literally see the side of your car in a camera. It's amazing. So, 360-degree camera is great. I love it. The only negative that I can tell so far, because the car is a 2021, so it was manufactured in 2021. It's a year old. So I didn't go brand new this time. At the time of manufacturing, and I was aware of this because Mercedes offered me a newer version of a car, but they were like, oh, it won't have a wireless charger because there's a shortage of the chips. The Audi doesn't have a wireless charger. My Mercedes did, so I was quite used to that, but I have spoken to them. I can get that part and everything retrofitted. It won't be cheap, but I can get it retrofitted. So maybe in a few months' time, if I can get that, I would probably be tempted to say yes, and I probably will get that retrofitted. Because it is just it's weird, when you're used to something in a car or anything in life, it's really weird when you then don't have it. Because, I like my phone being fully charged. Right now it's on 3/4, 75%. I feel weird if my battery's under 50%. I'm just one of those people. So when you're having a car journey, you throw your phone at the wireless charger, it's going to get a bit of charge. I like that. And I know people you can just plug it in. True. And that's what I'm doing now. But yeah, first world problem, I know. Anyway, that is all talking about the kind of the big three, as it were: new house, new dog, new car. Moving on to the job stuff. Twitch and YouTube. So Twitch, I'd say overall this year has gone pretty good. I absolutely adore the community that we've got over there. Obviously, seeing the same people and new people. We've actually had quite a lot of new people this year as well. Come in the chat and genuinely be really positive and actually really friendly to each other is so nice. It is really rare to see toxicity or anything within my chat. It's really rare to see. It stands out. And if you go on some Twitch streams, that's kind of the main thing of their chat, is the toxic vibe. it's really rare, and it doesn't really happen in our chat. And obviously, I don't like it in my chat, so I don't really. If someone's being overly toxic and being purposefully toxic, they won't last long in the community. That's the whole point. And it's not just because some people may say, like, oh, if someone's being toxic to you. No, being toxic to each other. I don't like when people do that, because what I want my Twitch channel to be is, I know the word and everything's been overused, but I want it to be a safe place that if the world sucks, you can come to my Twitch channel especially and just relax a bit and just enjoy community vibes. So I have to thank the Twitch community. Like, you guys, obviously, as I've said earlier, I've been through ups and downs. I've been in therapy a bit this year. The one thing that I've told my therapist is I absolutely love is my community. You know, it is my favorite thing of this job. And that, by the way, extends here to the YouTube channel. I see the same people commenting on videos quite often. I have to give a shout out to Pangolin. Obviously comments in every single video. I had their birthday recently. I pay attention. I really do. So honestly, thank you if you are at all interactive with what I do here on YouTube or Twitch, and you're liking the videos and you're commenting on that. You're watching the live streams. Thank you. You guys probably will never realize how much that truly does mean to me. So thank you. YouTube, if I'm completely honest, the YouTube channel hasn't done that great this year. And, you know, I want to be honest here. So I think partially it's because I've tried a couple different things here on the YouTube channel this year. Obviously, in this month, we tried the faces on thumbnails. I have already since gotten rid of that. Some people may have known or seen, and I haven't really said much about it. And ultimately, you know, I can't really lie to the numbers. Views-wise, it didn't do much to the views. Subscriber number-wise, we did lose a bit of subscribers for doing it, I think. I did talk to YouTube about it, and I think it was just unfortunately timed. In the last 30 days or so, we've lost about 600 to 700 subscribers. Doesn't sound like a lot. We have technically dipped below 170,000. Did talk to YouTube. Half of those are from deleted accounts. So I'm a channel that's nearly 10 years old. I've been, you know, making content since 2013. So we are going to have a lot of older accounts. And every now and then YouTube just deletes old accounts to make server room or whatever. So half of those were deleted accounts. So we have lost 300 or so real people. And to be honest, with seeing the comment section of some people, weird, again, I do find it a bit weird, but some people were really unhappy that I put my face in the thumbnail. I think for some people it just kind of signifies a bit like of clickbait content and stuff like that, and that's what they're trying to avoid. So I will be continuing to try new things and do new things in the new year. And I'll talk about obviously what I want with my goals in the upcoming year. But one of them, surprise, surprise, I will just say, is focus on the YouTube channel. What I would actually say is recover the YouTube channel a bit. Be more here in the content. Make better content is one. Because, you know, I did admit it, and it definitely did happen. With the pandemic, I think I slipped a little bit to what I would say casual with my educational League of Legends content. I kind of went away from just education. I was just uploading me streaming League of Legends. So getting back into actually the focus of education, I think is going to be great. And hopefully with a bit of help and good content, and that's the kind of the main thing. Yeah, I want to treat the YouTube channel a bit better. Sponsor wise, I will just say sponsors been really good this year. Had signed some obviously new sponsors, which has been awesome. Merch, we've done a bit of merch. Obviously the main one back here, the Huzzy plushie, has yet to be released. So hopefully by the next video, the New Year's video, hopefully that would have happened, and hopefully it went well and people bought it and it was a success, because that would be great. That would be great. So now I guess we talk about the upcoming year. So that was a lot of talking about 2022. So it does show we did a lot in 2022. 2023. I have a few goals for 2023. I've got some smaller ones and I've got one main one. So I'll first just go with the smaller ones as, you know, a content creator and stuff. The main one I've just said, obviously, for being a content creator, I want the YouTube channel to have a bit more focus. I want to get back to educational content. I want to try and grow the subscriber number, grow the average view number, and be happy with the content that I'm making. And I think that's the focus for next year as a content creator. And I think doing that you know, if you're a Twitch viewer, you might be like, oh, is Huz going to focus less on Twitch? The answer is not really. No, it's just going to be more balanced. We're still going to have an amazing community vibe on the Twitch channel, but when I'm in the video, I want to just focus. When I'm in the game, I want to focus more on actual educational content, and obviously that's mainly what people were there originally for the Twitch channel anyway. So I do think it's a win-win. In between the games, we can still have a great community vibes, and we'll still, obviously, every now and then, we will still talk to the community while we're making the videos, and I don't think people mind that. I think what's just happened is I only was doing kind of casual stuff, and I really wasn't talking about educational focus at all. So bringing back the educational focus is what I want to do. I also potentially want to make a couple of guides. And what I mean by that is potentially video guides, but I also might partner with a website and maybe make a couple of written guides. Maybe. We'll see. That's a bit of a one if I've got spare time, which I usually don't have a lot of. Obviously, continue doing sponsor stuff. We actually did really well with HelloFresh, and I'm pleased to say in January we will be doing more HelloFresh sponsorships. So check those out if you are interested in signing up. Please wait for obviously my link. It does help me out massively. But that does include a stream of me cooking, which will be uploaded here on the YouTube channel. But the difference will be with this time is there will be an energetic doggo in the room while I'm cooking. So you guys, I'm sure, will enjoy that. Because she will be all up in the camera probably and wanting to say hello. So that's going to be interesting. But the main one next year is like my main actual goal, and I don't really want to say anything much more. You know, we done the house, so we don't need to do anything with that massively. It's just kind of do more stuff, but you guys don't need to hear about that. Got the dog. You know, my resolution with her is she gets better and doesn't bite me anymore. That'd be great. Yay. But she's great anyway. New car, well, that's done. Girlfriend's amazing. You know, resolution I'd say is just go out and live life, have fun, go on a couple trips, staycations. Hell, you know, we don't want to do anything majorly expensive, because I will say 2022 has been the most expensive year of my life, with obviously buying a house and furnishing a house. It's been very expensive. But what I say is staycations, you know, go to the Lake District, as I said, and I'd say the craziest one potentially we could do, it's not actually that expensive, is we have the car for it now. We can go on journeys with Maya, go to France. You know, there's the Eurostar that you hop on a train in your car, Eurotunnel, whatever it's called, and you're literally in France in 30 or 40 minutes in a car, your own car, drive to somewhere that doesn't even have to be expensive, and I'm sure there's lovely walks, but it's a different country, a different vibe. Do even that. I think that would be great. So that's what I would say about that. But my main resolution, and hopefully you, me, in a year's time, my main focus of 2023 is health. And I don't mean by the obvious term, because obviously a few years ago, we lost a lot of weight. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, I have obviously, as you can probably tell, put some of it back on. Obviously not all of it, which is great. And I am in so much better shape now than I was before I lost the weight. You know, I can lift heavy weights. You know, my deadlift is well over 200 kilo now, which is great. And I enjoy going to the gym. I've not obviously been in a few weeks, but I'll be back next week, hopefully. I love going to the gym, and I do have a pretty good level of fitness now. That's not the health that I'm talking about. And I do want to lose a bit of weight. You know, that's just one thing to mention. I've gained a few too many pounds, let's say, in COVID times. You know, some people call it the COVID 20 pounds, which, yeah, or the COVID 19 pounds, I guess. And yeah, that's probably about I want to probably lose about 20 pounds worth of fat, or weight, technically. And I know I can do that. I lost 60 plus pounds when I lost all the weight before. I know how to lose weight, and if anything, it'll be easier now than it was then, because I'm more active now. You know, I'm at the gym every week when I'm not ill. I have a dog that I walk now daily. So I'm more active, but that is not the health stuff that I'm talking about. The health stuff that I'm talking about is whatever's going on with me when it comes to throwing up, That still is going on. You know, for 6-7 years of my life, I throw up every single morning, basically without fail, which led me to be starting each day absolutely in an awful mood, without any motivation, and life kind of sucked. I then did talk to a professional. I went to a private doctor for a private diagnosis out of my own pocket. It was expensive for like 15 minutes. But they obviously said, you've got GERD, take, I think, a Metrazole I take, you won't throw up anymore. And that's overall worked quite well. Problem is, the problem hasn't ultimately gone away. The Metrazole stops me throwing up daily, but the Omeprazole also makes me incredibly drowsy beyond belief. It's not a tired, it's a drowsy. I think if anybody has ever felt chemically drowsy, medically drowsy, it's a different feeling than tired. You just feel lethargic. You mentally you're there, but it's a different feeling, and it's awful. And I hate that feeling massively, and I just don't want to feel that way anymore. I'm 28. I'm in a relatively good state of fitness. I shouldn't be feeling drowsy, but I'm feeling drowsy because of all the medication I'm on. I'm on 4 tablets a day for things, and I don't know if all of the things are curable or fixable. You know, some of the things that you guys know about, some of them you don't, but I want to focus on them more. So I'm kind of fed up of just taking all this medication, because 3 of the medication's main side effect is drowsiness, by the way. 3 out of my 4 meds, the main side effect is drowsiness. I don't want to be drowsy anymore. I want to feel alert and awake. And this is the year that I want to try and focus on that, because everything else, my life, I'm really happy about. You know, that's one thing I haven't really said this video. I'm very happy with life. I'm in a very fortunate position. I'm surrounded by people I love, and I think they love me, and I'm happy about life. That's the thing. I really am. But I'm not happy with the quality of my life right now with the medications I have to take and everything like that. So I've already, of me recording this, taken one step in trying to help with this. Because one thing people have said to me time and time again, do you take vitamins? And I have, and I haven't, you know, here or there. The reason why I don't take vitamins religiously or very often is because of what I've already said. I take 4 tablets a day, every day. So then putting more tablets in my mouth for vitamins, it just doesn't feel great. So I've actually done something a bit different, and we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to mention the company. I bought them. It's not sponsored. But basically, I took a questionnaire survey with a medical vitamin company of everything that I am going through and what I want to change. And obviously the main one is energy. And they make a vitamin gummy, like a gummy sweet, if you will, that you just eat the sweet, and it has all the vitamins that you need and want. And I'm going to try that and see how that goes. And if it does go well, they do have like an ambassador program, so I might sign up to that, and then obviously you guys will then know about it properly. But that's like the first step that I've taken, is I've signed up, and I'm going to do vitamins per day to try and give me more well-rounded energy levels, and hopefully to try and counteract the drowsiness of the medication a bit. I then, in the new year, I'm going to make an appointment with potentially a private doctor. The nice thing about my girlfriend's job is, with her job, she gets like health insurance thing, which health insurance here in the UK is actually quite rare. But the health insurance thing comes with things like, you know, you can spend £500 a year or something rough. I'm just giving rough numbers, but you'll spend £500 a year on diagnosis in private health, and they'll reimburse you the money up to. So if it costs £250 to see a private doctor for half an hour to talk about my problems and see what they think, I can get that £250 back. So I'm not spending the money. So stuff like that, I'm going to actively now do. I'm going to talk to people more about it. I'm going to be talking to doctors more about it, and see what we can do. And, you know, for some people, like, have you swapped medications before? Yeah, unfortunately, like, omeprazole is the one that I first started on. I was on 2 different medications for this specific problem, and both of them went very bad. One of them actually gave me very bad thoughts, and I'll leave it there. So that was not good. So that's my main goal for 2023. So I'm hopefully, in a year's time, I'm probably going to be sitting in this exact chair with mainly the stuff behind me the same. I'm hoping that we I did that. I'm hopefully sitting there in a year's time from now. I'm still happy. I'm still happy with life. But I'm hoping the health stuff has got better. Maybe a little bit of weight loss, you know. Maybe I should have shaved my beard to look a bit better before this video, but yeah, maybe health stuff is the main thing. So we'll see how we go. I do obviously, and I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Maybe this year is when I'm going to start working towards it. Is the reason, and many reasons why we got a Hungarian Vizsla dog, because some people probably are curious, but one of the reasons why we got a Vizsla, because they're a very high energetic breed. They are chill, they can be chill, but they just like also to run a lot and have energy, is because I actually have a insane goal, and I have mentioned it before, probably here or there. I want to run the London Marathon, and it's a goal that I've had for a little while, and I've not really worked towards it. And I'm not probably going to do it in 2023. But come the spring, I cannot go for runs at the moment with Maya. She's too young. You don't want to make a puppy overly run, especially on streets and stuff like that, because their bones are still growing. But when she's a bit bigger, at least 6 months old, and when the weather's a bit better and it's not freezing and it's not raining all the time, I will be starting to go on runs with Maya. We're already doing we do 2 walks a day at the moment, and they're both like 2 miles long. So she walks well. She's great at walking. But we're going to start going on runs together. And maybe this year we'll try to do a 5k park run or something with her, because some parks and some runs that do 5k runs, some of them allow dogs. You can run with dogs, some of them don't. But I think that'll be like a little health thing as well. See if I can do like a 5k park run or something. But anyway, that is going to be it. Nearly an hour long video. Absolutely nuts. These videos just get longer each year. But as always, that is going to be it, everybody. Thank you very much. What I would always say is, if you watched this video last year and you set a goal for yourself, go back a year's time. I'll try to link it in the description below so you can find it easily. See if you left a goal for yourself last year and did you do it? But if you haven't done any of that stuff, in the comment section of this video, you can obviously say what you think about my video and say what you think about my 2022 and my hopes for 2023, but also put yours. How did your 2022 go? And what are you hoping for in 2023? Let me know, as I will be reading through the comments as normal. But that is going to be it. As you all know, I appreciate you all massively. I really, truly do. And hopefully 2023 will be a great year. Let's hope. So, bit of a weird world we live in, but let's see what curveball 2023 will hold for us. Let's just hope it's not World War III. I'm just going to say that. The Ukraine thing is going on. Go Ukraine. Hopefully that doesn't go into anything bigger and it's World War, because I'm of the age that I will be in the army or whatever. So, anyway, I will see you guys on this format in a year's time. But in obviously normal content, everything will resume as always. Anyway, that's going to be it. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.